All right, so this is solving equations with decimals. The process with decimals is exactly the same as anything else. We first want to move all of our variables over to the left-hand side of the equation. I'm going to go ahead and do that by subtracting 5.8b on both sides. When I do that, remember that 5 really is the same value as 5.0. So subtract both of those and you are left with negative 0.8b plus 4.6. That's 0 is equal to 1. Now you want to go ahead and subtract 4.6 from both sides. Bring down the negative 0.8b, and that leaves us with negative 3.6. Divide both sides by negative 0.8 or negative 0.8. Those are the same things. Now, it might seem a little bit strange. Oh, don't need my P. With what I'm doing here, but whenever you divide by a number that's in between negative 1 and 1, the number is actually going to get bigger because you're breaking it into smaller than 1 pieces. So that is 3.6 divided by 0.8, and that leaves us with a positive 4.5. My answer is positive because I'm dividing a negative number by a negative number, and that leaves me with a positive. All right, let's do one more that has a little bit more math inside here. Well, what's happening here is with both of these, I have a number that I must distribute to the inside of the parentheses. Now, whenever you have a negative sign that you're going to end up that is outside the parentheses, you want to include that when you go through and distribute. You want to make that negative 0.08 times both of the numbers on the inside. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the first one, 0.25. I'm going to go ahead and take 0.25 and multiply it times x. That gives me 0.25x. Then I take my 0.25 and multiply it times 10. It's getting bigger by a factor of 10, so I move my decimal place 1 point. All right, so the next one, it's negative 0.08 multiplied times x. That leaves me 0.08x. And one more time, and take that and multiply it times 30. Now that's a negative number times a negative number, so that's going to turn that into a positive 2.4, and all of that is equal to negative 1.9. Now I need to combine like terms, so for the combining my like terms, I'm going to combine my two x values, the 0.25x and the negative 0.08x. And that leaves me with 0.17x. The next piece I want to go ahead and combine is I want to combine my numbers, which is my 2.5 and 2.4. That is a 4.9, and all of that is equal to negative 1.9. Subtract 4.9 from both sides. And you'll see over here on that side of the equation, that's two negatives. So whenever you have two negatives, you end up adding them together and the sign stays negative. So that leaves us with a negative 6.8. And on the left-hand side, I have 0.17x. Very last step. And I know working with decimals is a little uncomfortable for most of us because we don't do it a lot. But the process is the same. Just go slow, be very careful, and always check your work.